Ladies and gentlemen, the situation in Ukraine is dire. The situation is set. This is an unprecedented situation. We talked about this about 8 months ago, but this time, the situation Ukraine is facing is difficult. This is the peak, the intolerable, ruthless, and unforgivable threshold. We have often said here that Russia is sending many Ukrainian soldiers to their eternal rest. This is, in fact, the reason why many young people refuse to enlist in the army, because they know that when they are enlisted, it is to send them to the slaughterhouse, to send them to their eternal rest. Yes, even though in the Ukrainian strategy, since the beginning of the conflict, they have left many bodies of Ukrainian soldiers on the battlefield. Many have remained there. Many bodies are recovered by Russia. We have witnessed the exchange of bodies, or at least the delivery of bodies, very recently between Russia and Ukraine. Despite everything, there is a severe lack of space in the cemetery. No more space. According to official information, Ukrainian soldiers are running out of space. Ukrainian military cemeteries are running out of space. It's unbelievable. And this information is reported by the French newspaper Le Monde. Share the video. Share the video conference. Give lots of likes. Yes. Feel free to leave your various opinions in the comments. It is the French newspaper Le Monde that is providing this information. When you see the Westerners themselves who are complicit in Ukraine's communication strategy, when you see them themselves revealing this, it means it has really hit them hard. They no longer know what to do. They no longer know where to turn. According to the official and verified information available, the significant article recently published by the highly respected French newspaper Le Monde prominently highlights that the authorities in the capital city of Kiev are actively engaged in the construction and establishment of new, expensive military cemeteries. It's sad. It's compelling evidence that Ukraine has long since lost the war. Let's not say Ukraine. NATO has long since lost this war. This is one of the reasons why this war needs to be stopped as soon as possible. But when we look at the current approach of the West, they say that Ukraine needs to be rearmed, that Ukraine must be put in a position of strength before going to the negotiating table. How could that be possible for Ukraine? How can Ukraine possibly be in a position of strength? These weapons, they are mobilizing. Yes, they can send everything. But Ukraine no longer has any soldiers. Let's look at the numbers. You'll see. It's not me saying this. It's Le Monde, a French newspaper. And France is one of the three European countries that are irreversibly committed against Russia, that unwaveringly support Ukraine. We have France, Germany, and Great Britain. The three E's. Remember that. So the article points out that the authorities in Kiev are building new military cemeteries. The publication describes several projects for a future military memorial near the village of Gantoy in the Kiev region, so in the vicinity of the capital. There is a project to build a military cemetery, meaning that since there is no more space in the existing military cemeteries, they are planning for more deaths, anticipating more cases. That is why they need to build military cemeteries. Whether you're a soldier or a newly recruited Ukrainian, you see that they are building the place where you will have to rest for eternity. Imagine the impact this has on the morale of these soldiers. It's a deal. It's a deal that Zelensky is making with his masters to allow him to keep getting richer. That's why they don't want this conflict to end. In fact, very recently, he declared that Europeans should just use his territory as a place to test their weapons. Yes, the new weapons. Ukraine has become a testing ground for new weapons production, a hub for trafficking everything illegal. That's why they don't want the conflict to end. Otherwise, we've been at war for 3 years and nothing is working. There is no more space in the military cemeteries. The only option you have left is to build new cemeteries. each side. Let's go deeper. I want to see a lot of shares. So according to several reports, the first section of the cemetery is designed for 10,000 graves. The first section, which is designed for 10,000 graves, will begin to receive Ukrainian soldiers as early as this summer. I don't know if you understand. The first section of the cemetery, starting this summer, will begin to receive soldiers. As if we were talking about housing for the living, but we're talking about housing for eternal rest. We're going to create this French term, even if it doesn't exist. Yes. So it will start this summer, while the entire memorial is expected to accommodate 130,000 to 160,000 graves. This is the first section. They want to finish quickly so they can receive quickly, because the deaths just keep coming. Now, the entire memorial will receive between 130,000 and 160,000. Aren't these people, that is, they operating with the intention of wiping out all of Ukraine? They have sold out Ukraine. The Ukrainians who are still there, they want to send them all to eternal rest, so that no one will come out in the future and say, yes, we claim this, and this. So people are wondering if the situation with the military cemeteries might be a more revealing indicator of the losses of the Ukrainian armed forces than the official statistics from Kiev. So the media is asking this question. But there are no questions to be asked. You can see it with your own eyes. You know, the question of the number, the figure of Ukrainian soldiers who are falling on the battlefield is kept top secret. But information that comes out like this about the construction of new cemeteries shows that the number is extremely high, to the point that there is a lack of space in military cemeteries. I tell you once again, it's sad. So the number of soldiers fallen in combat remains a closely guarded secret, as we said. Volodymyr Zelensky mentioned 46,380 wounded, 46,000 at eternal rest, and 380 wounded among the military. The real toll is undoubtedly much higher than that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's simply sad. So here is the front page of international news. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I'll be back with more information shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samurai.